Good day, everyone. Welcome back to CleanCut EDC. Today we are talking CRKT Minimalist. Yes, we have the WARNCLIFFE Minimalist here. It is a Folts design, and this design has been out for quite some time, right? The Minimalist series, they have a Bowie, they have different shapes, different size. Well, not different sizes, all sort of in the same size, but different blade shapes. I think it's like there's four. I think there's four different blade shapes for the Minimalist series. So fantastic series. It has had a lot of success. It really showed, that this is sometimes all you need, and even in an outdoor setting, because they do market this as an outdoor knife, right? Which I mean is absolutely insane when you look at the size. The overall size on the CRKT Minimalist, the WARNCLIFFE, is about 12.5 centimeters. So that is tiny. You only get a 3-finger grip on this knife. But with that being said, it has got to be just one of the most comfortable designs, right? And I don't completely get it, but they, if you're going to make something, with only a 3-finger grip, then this is how to make it, because this thing is not going anywhere. It sits so solid in hand, but yet so comfortable in hand. No hot spots, super smooth. The tang is flush with the scales, and it's so nicely finished. It has a complete stone wash, or not stone wash, a bead blast or sand blast finish to it, and it looks very, very cool. Definitely a fantastic looking little fixed blade. I like the WARNCLIFFE shape. It offers me quite a lot. It's gives you a durable tip, gives you that flat utility cutting edge, which I definitely like, and love the way they went with the jumping here. If they didn't go with the jumping, this design would have definitely not reached the success it did. Because if I'm here, I do feel my thumb naturally wants to slip over the spine. So this jumping comes in very handy to create that little grip there. It has a flat grind. Is this a flat grind? Almost feels like a hollow grind, but I think it is a flat grind behind the edge. As far as I know, yes. Or it's like a very slight hollow grind. Let me just check quickly. Yeah, it does seem to be a flat grind. And one thing I have to say I don't enjoy about this is it has no sharpening choil right there. So you are going to sharpen up till the plunge grind, and that will affect things in the future for you, and negatively affect your sharpening experience in the future. Also, just considering that this steel is 5 CR, you're going to take this thing to the sharpening stone quite often. So I really would have appreciated if they did put a little sharpening choil in there, and it wouldn't have been too difficult to do that. But now they didn't do that, so you're going to see the results of sharpening up against the plunge grind for sure. So that's not that great, but it's not the end of the world. This I initially thought was G10 because it has this fantastic texture and grip to it. Definitely looks a lot like G10, but it turns out that it is a resin compound. So yeah, still hard for me to believe, but that's the specs on the CRKT website. So I was like, no, man, this has got to be G10, right? But they said, no, it's resin. So if they say it's resin, then it's probably resin, right? Definitely recommend you add a lanyard to this knife, because this is one of those knives where a lanyard really comes in handy. Being only 3 fingers, having the lanyard there, it does offer you sort of a natural extension just of the overall handle length, right? So your pinky has something to grip onto. There's still, a way for it to curl up over your pinky, and you can get into the proper sort of hand space you need to. So that's good, right? I like the WARNCLIFFE because it has a little bit of a, maybe sometimes a little bit of a stronger tip. I actually did watch this video once with this guy who made an argument that WARNCLIFFEs are one of the best EDC options. I'm not quite sure if I will agree with that, but it is definitely a fantastic EDC option and more versatile than you might think, right? What I also like about this is the way the handle is more towards the top, to more towards the the spine of the knife. So it's a fantastic little food prep knife because your fingers are out of the way, so you can use you can use basically that whole blade without your fingers getting into the way. So you can, if you're out in the woods, because they do market it as outdoor knife, you know, you can get, you can cut this on a little wooden board or whatever. You can do your food prep, and there's nothing getting in the way. Whereas something like, let's say the honey badger here, if you're working, you're going to have to do a more of a slicing motion. You're going to only be able to sort of use the tip or this section of the cutting edge. Can't go all the way down because you have the flipper blocking you. Or even, for instance, let's take something that doesn't have a flipper tab. Let's take something like the penguin, yeah? Okay, if I'm going to use the penguin, my fingers are in the way, right? So that's a fantastic design just right there from CRKT. Now, the kicker is that this is a little bit on the more expensive side for my taste, right? 650 Rand for this guy new. Luckily, I got it basically for free. So, you know, I didn't have to pay that, and I wouldn't pay that ever for this. But yeah, it's a very, very good design. I can see, I don't recommend you buy it, you know, for that price, honestly, but I can see what you're paying for. You're not paying for materials. You're definitely not paying for Kydex sheath. You know, no pocket clip. I would have really preferred it to have a pocket clip or a pocket or belt loops or something on the sheath. You know, from the factory. You can do that aftermarket, but from the factory, I would have liked to see that. Not Kydex ABS sheath, but sits very nicely. Yeah, this is something that I would like to EDC, you know. But anyway, what you pay for is a good design. You have a fantastic design here. You have a design that has taken it has taken a fixed blade and it has shown that, hey, I can make this thing tiny as hell. Basically as tiny as you probably can make a fixed blade and still keep it functional. That's what's going on here, right? So that's what you're paying for. You're not paying for the materials. It's 5CR blade steel and it's resin scale, so you're definitely not paying for the materials, right? Because we know that the 600 Rand mark is more along the lines where D2 would come in, and even 14C28N. So yeah, not paying for the materials. I have EDC'd this and I've placed it in my pocket, you know, and then you sort of have to take it out and then unsheath it. So it's not very functional. Definitely need to put a aftermarket pocket clip on it if I'm going to continue carrying it around, or belt loops, right? Belt loops would probably be the best, but yes, this is an okay design, right? Would I recommend it if you're in the market for something small but functional, something strong and durable, and something with a absolutely unique, epic design? This is a really good design, right? In our CRKT quality, CRKT has done good things over the past years, and really sort of revolutionized the mini fixed blades for one. But yes, fantastic. A good little go knife, right? Just something you can drop in a go bag or hiking bag. Forget about it, but you know that when you need to cut something, when you need to use it, it will get the job done. I'm confident of that. And it's not going to weigh you down at all. You're not even going to feel this. The weight on this guy is ridiculous, right? It's like, is it what? It is. Let's just check it quickly. We are doing a full review technically. So let's see. So with the sheath, it's 43 grams. Without the sheath, it is 34 grams, which is, I mean, that's nothing. That's absolutely nothing. You won't even know this is in your pocket. You won't know it's in your bag at all. So that's fantastic for just hiking, you know, that experience, or even, you know, maybe EDCing this on a belt if you can get the aftermarket clips and stuff. That's good. Let's just compare it quickly to the Leverman side clip, because that's size-wise just what you're looking at. So the Leverman side clip is the same in length as the Leverman Wave, and you can see that the CRKT Minimalist is just a little bit longer than that, about 2 centimeters, maybe 2.5 centimeters longer than the side clip. Let's compare it to a full-size large honey badger, just so you guys get the idea of how tiny this thing actually is. It's about the same length as just the scales, right, on a full-size large honey badger. Yes, Gerber. Let's go. Ontario Cam Plus. So sad about Ontario still. There we go. Okay, so we have, yeah, it's about 2.5 centimeters longer than the scales on the Camp Plus. And just value-wise, that's something to consider, because now we're in a different sphere here. Because you have also a very light knife. This thing is about, I think, 70 grams or something. So for 20 grams more, you're still not going to feel this knife. You get the pocket clip included. You get a very strong locking mechanism. So there's that. You get a fantastic heat treat on a 420 HC blade and a nice grippy textured handles, FRN. Very durable knife, right? For half the price. So, yeah. I hate it when they push it a little bit too much with regards to just the cost of the knives, because once you cross that sort of 500, 550 rand mark, you better be bringing it, because you are going to be in a world of competition, and you're going to have knives like this from also, very, very good companies at half the price, or even the Gerber Paralight, super durable, same blade steel, but very durable knife. There's obviously a lot of different aspects to it, but for half the money. So, yeah, I don't know, but it's definitely a cool design. Really like it, guys. That's all for today for CRKT Minimalist. We're gonna keep it minimal, and I will see you next with a fantastic review on. I hope it's going to be a fantastic review, but on the Spyderco Tenacious with a Emerson modification. All right. So that's happening soon. Please, if you're still in this video, I want to compare it to a pickled steel liner lock. Maybe something like the Ghost. But let me know in the comment section, what knife do you think it will compare well with, right? I don't want something that's too crazy. I don't want something that's a lot bigger than the Tenacious. I want us to see in the same size with the same sort of materials what pickled steel knife can challenge the Spyderco Tenacious, and let's see who wins that fight, right? Okay, fantastic stuff, guys. CRKT Minimalist. Get it if you want it. Don't get it if you don't want it. But definitely, I would not recommend you get it for full price new. Definitely take a look at if you can get it secondhand. Maybe it will be a good buy. Have a knife day, guys. Have a knife day, and remember that no knife means no life.